In this episode, how to get a free coffee and the weather forecast.
It's freezing outside, you maniac.
Hi guys, and welcome to this episode where I'm going to talk about my trip to Sytner BMW Leicester and some other things what should be improved on this 7 Series or any other 7 Series G11. So for you guys who watched my last video, you know that I was booked for the software update to support early detection of a problem with the EGR cooler. Also, I was booked for MOT and paintwork check regarding all those bubbles on the paintwork. Since I knew that this whole procedure would take some time, I decided to take my better half with me and do a whole day trip. So we went there slightly few minutes before 10 o'clock. That was actually my appointment time to drop off the car. We waited few minutes in a queue because it was very busy over there. Then a guy from BMW approached to us. He asked me for a correction if I was booked for MOT and the software update. I said yes. Also, I asked them if they can check the paintwork regarding those bubbles on the door panels. The guy from BMW told me, yes, no problem. I just have to call somebody from body shop department. Just wait on the reception and somebody will come. So we waited a couple of minutes and some person from body shop department came and he asked me where are those bubbles, and I told him that it's going to be better when I show him those bubbles. So we approached the car and I showed him those bubbles, the left door, right door and one rear door. So he took a few pictures of those bubbles and he went ask a manager what they can do about it, because BMW's got a 12 years warranty on the paintwork. So we didn't want to wait there any longer, so we decided to go to their showroom. It was actually very nice over there, a lot of nice new BMWs, and of course we couldn't resist free coffee and hot chocolate, which tasted delicious. I was actually booked for a test drive as well for a BMW 7 Series. This model G11, just facelift version. I also thought about the upgrade for this 7 Series to upgrade it to facelift version, but that would be the same expensive like to just sell this car and buy a facelift version. And it's not just that it's only expensive, but it will be also very time consuming. You have to strip almost the whole car because the wiring is almost completely different. I don't know why they decided to do it that way, but it is how it is. And also coding is necessary. So it's much simpler to sell the old version and buy the new facelift version. But when I sat down into this newer 7 Series, it's actually not that different by the first look. When you look on the interior, it's just got a new iDrive 7, new instrument cluster. The big difference is just from outside, the massive big front grille and nice taillight on the end. But there was another BMW what caught my eye. It was the BMW 8 Series. I really love the design of that car. So I again sat down into this nice 8 Series and it was very nice. Nice crystal gear shifter, the soft touch leather, but it was actually missing few perks like you got on the 7 Series. For example, this. Alright, it's not working like it should all the time. So maybe in the near future I will change the ride. And then we proceed to Leicester Foss Park for a little shopping. And around 2 o'clock I received a message from BMW with video link of vehicle health check. So what do you think? Did it pass? Yes, it passed without no issues. And around 4 o'clock we decided to go back to their workshop. So I went on the reception, asked the lady if the car is ready. She said she doesn't know, she have to check it. And a couple of seconds later the guy came with the key and he said that the car is ready. So I went sort out the paperwork and asked what the manager of the body shop said about those bubbles on the paintwork. And they called him in and he came with a paint thickness gauge. So he started with measuring the paint and he suggests that in early stage of a lifetime of the 7 Series, few body panels were already repainted. Exactly, very well repainted. But I wouldn't say that because for me, I think the car is original painted. Maybe he's right, maybe no, who knows. I noticed that only rear bumper was repainted. It's very visible when you look very closely. But other panels like wings, doors, I think they are original. In near future I have to buy paint thickness gauge and see it on my own, because I didn't see his measurements. But anyway, when he looked closely on those bubbles, he noticed that there are some small chip stone marks and the warranty doesn't apply from stone chips damage. And the door panels aren't made from aluminium. I thought that they are made from carbon, but actually they are from aluminum, so it's just aluminum oxidation after stone chips damage. But actually he told me when the bubbles will start creating on the door panel around the window trim, then they're going to do something about it. And I shouldn't be worried too much, because those bubbles around stone chips marks usually not growing any further. So we will see. I was also offered a complimentary car wash in the beginning. So I said yes, why not? It's free of charge, but actually it wasn't delivered, but I didn't mind. And then around 4:30 we went home. And that's the end of whole day trip in Leicester. And like I mentioned, this 7 Series passed MOT with clean shield. But that's right in the legal standard, not in my standard, because there are few things that should be improved on this 7 Series. For example, on front axle, thrust arms. I know that I already replaced them, but they are very soft, and I'd rather prefer the stiffer ride of the car, like the previous E65 7 Series was, where you had that stiffer feel from the ride, what was very enjoyable. So that's why I want to change them with thrust arms, what's got stiffer bushings. I think they created those bigger bushings because of ride comfort, but I don't think that it's very helping, because I can feel that the front end is slightly swaying from side to side. It's not very noticeable, but that swaying feel, it's there. Next thing, sway bar bushings. They also need to be replaced. When I was replacing front control arms, I noticed that they were already worn out. But the issue is, when you want to replace them, you have to buy a complete sway bar, and it comes with the bushings. And that's pretty sucks. So my solution is drop that stupid thing down, send old sway bar bushings to some company that are creating polyurethane bushings. They will measure those old bushings, make the new one just from different material, polyurethane, and then I install them back on this 7 Series. That will sort my issues for the front axle. Now back to rear axle. There is also some swaying, slightly side from side, and all BMWs got the same issue. There are small ball joints what needs to be replaced. They are not expensive. The issue is that they have to be pressed out and the new one have to be pressed in, so it will be fun. And there are 4 of them, where on older BMWs were only 2, and that's what's going to be done in the next few episodes. Also, a few of you guys ask in the comments about the air suspension, how long it will last, and the answer is it depends on environment where the car is. So it's hard to say, but most of you in comments you mentioning that you got those issues around 120,000 miles. So we can say that after this mileage you can have issues on this 7 Series with the air suspension. But when I looked into dealer manual ISTA, it's saying when one of the air struts or shock absorber is damaged and car has driven the excess of 100,000 kilometers, the both shock absorbers or air struts must be replaced. So that can be also a sign how long air strut or shock absorber will last. That's why I decided to buy some 7 Series with a low mileage, then buy some high mileage 7 Series and then spend a lot of money on parts. And then when you want to buy some air strut, you cannot buy it somewhere else because mostly it's a Chinese crap. You have to buy it from BMW. And one air strut cost about 2 grand. So do the math. Also, I'm glad that I changed engine oil for newer specification BMW Long Life 12FE, because I can see that the engine can warm up very easily in those cold temperatures what are right now. I'm sorry that in this episode I didn't done any work on this 7 Series because somebody was complaining about cold weather.
It's freezing outside, you maniac.
You're always complaining, always complaining. Useless, useless.
I'm going home.
I hope you enjoyed this episode anyway, and in next episode we'll take a ride with my money pit. Jokes aside, it's a very special car, at least for me. It's a BMW 7 Series E65 in individual package, or kind of that. You will see that in the next video. So again, thank you for watching. See you next video.